It's like 7:45 in the morning. I always talk about what a good time it is to be out because there's less people. I still have fucked up interactions with the few people that are out here. It's a never-ending nightmare dealing with these people. Oh, I try not to get mad because it's like, dude, it's not their fault. You know, you just happen to, you know, have some awareness of something that, you know, only 5% of people do. Allegedly, that's the number we've been working with. And you can't expect them to, you know, act how you would like them to act. Well, to act like me. It's really what it is. You know, give everybody space. Be polite. When you wait in line at a store, you don't try to cut everybody. And then have the, you know, the cashiers act like they didn't see it. And then I have to fucking say something. And then it turns into a thing. And then I end up looking crazy. You know, stuff like that. But, I was really triggered this morning. What's up, man?
Good day, buddy.
Alright, you too, man. I saw someone talking about again how I forget what it was, but they dropped that, oh, the internet's forever. The internet's forever, bro. It's not. It's so not forever. Now, chocolate rain, right? Maybe that's forever. But you doing something stupid at a party in 2006, that's fucking not forever. How would that be online? People have this idea, right, that if you put anything online, it saves it somewhere. And it's there forever. That's so not how any of that works at all. And again, it's one of those things where it's like, well, you know, they don't. Don't get mad at them. It's tough, man. The 5%er's burden. Just got a flash flood emergency warning on my phone, so it's a game of try to get home before I get swept away. I was looking at the Aloi this morning, the canal on where I live, and look at his bodies floating at these big mounds of with white sheets. I had to do a double take. I had to do a triple take because it looked like there was you know how they have bodies in the morgue, how they have the sheets over them and the way they're kind of sit. Looked like a couple of those were floating by. It was fucking eerie. I saw it from my door. And I had to fucking walk over there and look. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, I guess we had some rain last night. I didn't hear it because we have fans blowing around the room. So it drowns out the sound, which is absolutely necessary. Well, I shouldn't say absolutely necessary. It's kind of quiet where I am. It's not that loud, but what it does is just, you know, drowns out any traffic or sirens or anything like that. It's pretty quiet as far as people go, unless it's a weekend, and then you hear a lot of screaming, just for no reason. This place has a lot of well, I guess all cities do. You just hear someone just going, ah! It's alright. Glad I'm up here and not fucking dealing with that shit. But yeah, I just got it now, so I see people trying to move a little quicker. So yeah, it rained last night, and I don't see it, I can't hear it, but you smell it. The rain, I don't know what it is that does this, but it smells it's not sewer smell, but it's not a good smell either. It's this acrid, kind of chemical type smell. When it rains and I can smell it now. I don't know what that is. There's a lot of cleaners pumped around here. There are all these hotels, and restaurants and businesses. You know, I live right in the middle of a fucking tourist town, so I don't know, is it that, or this could be stupid, but the only thing I can think of. I've never, I mean, what, you could always kind of smell the rain, but it's like, it's a sort of subtle, kind of pleasant smell, usually. Here, it's like, oh, what the fuck is that? Oh, it's like, oh, it's raining. Don't know what that is. Don't know. Oh, God, finally they got rid of that guy in the H&M window up there. There's this dude. I've talked about him and showed him in videos before. This really scary dude I used to like. I felt like he was watching everybody. Probably was. You know, the things are so... I'm not surprised by anything anymore. The more you learn, the crazier things get. Like, I mean, I reached this point like years ago when I got to a point of delving into forbidden knowledge, esoteric subjects, not even occult stuff necessarily, because that stuff's kind of set in stone, at least the history of it is, but like discovering things about the world we live in a sort of Truman Show kind of sense. And it's like, I've reached the point so many times, I'm like, oh my God, this is the craziest thing. It can't get crazier than that. It keeps getting fucking weirder. It keeps going down a schizo level, or up. I guess depends on where you're standing. But yeah, I've been researching this thing that I don't even know how to explain. The concept. It has to do with a lot of stuff I've been talking about recently, about why people are acting the way they are in this, you know, and the things I forget sometimes too is there's also the vax thing. But the particular people I'm, you know, I've been talking about a lot aren't really vax people. So I don't know. Of course, once again, the Amish. I feel like they live rent free in my mind. Well, it's fascinating to me because it's just was never like this before. So I've been like I've been digging into that for a while from a few different angles, from the science and research angle. Researchers that were digging into this stuff and got in trouble for digging into it, discredited, one of them lost a Nobel Prize. Not for doing anything, but like saying, hey, this is what we have found. And so it's, you know, it's not something you can really get a lot of info on. I had to go to Yandex, which is, I use Yandex a lot. And I know it's Russian site, I'm a Russians, I get it, I understand. But there's more stuff that you can find there than on Google. And when I say you can find there, it's not necessarily there. They will point you to it where it is on the internet, whereas Google will not point you to anything beyond what the most normie narrative fucking bullshit is. All the stuff I found when researching whatever the subject, you know, is forums, because that's really a place where people can exchange ideas about stuff that they don't have to have an article with an advertisement on it, or connected to some school or profession. You're never going to get anything there. It's the independent researchers that have done their own work using stuff like books, those things. That's where you have to look, you know, for anything that means anything. Google's just gotten worse and worse. I'm a old man, an elderly man, geriatric man. I remember the internet in its more Wild West days, where you just type in like a subject or something, and it just hundreds of pages will just load up with pointing in all kinds of different directions, and you can whittle it down to more, you know, specific key terms. It's crazy. Now, you type in something, and it gives you a couple pages of sponsored stuff, right? And then you get into unsponsored information, and it's all like mainstream articles and websites connected to professions, like I was saying, or whatever it happens to be. If it's medical information, everything's, you know, with some doctor or some hospital. You can't get anything, you know. So then it's like it's hard. You can understand why people are the way they are when, you know, they look at something, they hear you talking about, they may have heard about. And again, it's that one-click problem that we talked about the other day. Like they make the one click, right? But they won't take the other two that would actually lead them to something where they could think about it. You know, it's just they got one click in them, and that's it. I should write that off as, well, people are busy. You know, they have them on the hamster wheel, running all day to create gold so that they can survive and have a roof over their head. And there is still an aspect of that. But also, there's the 95% to consider. They're not going to willingly try to discover anything. It's just not what they do. They don't, you know, just like back in the day, before the internet was really like it is now, ubiquitous, you know. I would complain about that with the TV. Like, yeah, people, they read a headline or they watch a 2-minute news blurb on one of the news stations, and they make up their mind about it. They don't go any deeper, you know. Now we're in the information age, man. People can, well, I just told you really can't. If you use the index, you could find out almost anything on anything, and they don't access that. It's like, you know, it's work, I guess. People don't want to do anything, you know. They just want to, I don't know, they want to cruise through the day. I mean, we all, to some extent, want to cruise through the day, but sometimes it's important to know the truth about shit and what the fuck's really going on with it. Or it's important. Again, I could answer all these questions, all these musings or ideas or frustrations with the fact that it's they're Hilux, man. They're Hilux. I gotta stop focusing on that kind of shit, you know. I've gotta kind of shift toward what I can do to make things better, or what we can do, or collectively have some ideas we can knock around to try to make our time here more bearable. And I think in investigating their movements and how they operate is just pain. You know, it's pain. Because there's no answer to it. There's nothing that can be solved there. You know, I might as well be one of those guys complaining about fucking, you know, wokeism in fucking Hollywood movies. I'm doing the same thing. They are just fucking about the state of the world. Oh God, that's depressing. I need a minute to think about that. Well, I'm almost home now. Flash flood did not get me, but I'm probably gonna spend the day inside because it's shitty out, and try to tackle that mountain of footage I have to crank some videos out. I think somebody's been sitting in there a while, so look soon for videos about the BP oil spill, the housing mortgage crisis, and what President Bush is up to, the senior one. Until next time, don't blame the teacher, blame the school.